Let's see if things start up on time. Go ahead, play. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and good night, everyone. It's a Fakeologist show. It is Wednesday, February the 4th, 2026. We have Fake Nukes Phil and Jim Rizoli. Hello, Jim Rizoli.
Hi there.
Hello, Fake Nukes.
Hello.
And I hope you guys are still having fun, enjoying the format, and hope you guys have had a good week. It's been rough weather here up in the north, and I guess it's been rough in the south as well.
You could tell us about your weather. How's it going?
Well, it hasn't been above freezing for almost 3 weeks.
Wow.
That's the worst part for me. But actually it was sunny today, so you didn't really feel the below freezing as much today. I know you guys had bad weather in the south because I also follow a guy in Louisiana who was out of power for a week.
Wow.
So I guess you were in a similar situation.
Yep.
I guess it's because you have above ground power lines, and if a tree falls on it, it takes a while to get to it.
Well, down here, Texas, I just come to find out that they're not on the grid of the United States. They have their own grid system.
Yeah.
And it's bad. Okay. So when things go bad, they go bad because they don't have any redundancy.
Okay.
There's nobody else that's going to bail them out. So that's why, I mean, I'll be honest with you, the power, I would say since I've moved here, say 2 years ago,
yeah,
I say the power has gone out at least 25 times.
Wow. So you should be in the generator business if you want to make any money.
Well, that's why I have one.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you get your tank filled?
Yeah, it's all set. I'm getting a bigger tank. I'm gonna get, I think I got a 150 now or something. No, 250. And I'm seeing about getting a 500.
Wow. Well, how long will that last you?
Well, it's just a week. One tank, 250 would only last you a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this way you can go for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, it's better than nothing.
Yeah. No natural gas grid down there. You can't just hook up to natural gas.
Not that I know of. No.
That would be handy and dandy, but you probably have to pay for the gas line. That would cost a fortune.
Yeah.
If there is gas in the area, which is kind of funny because gas is the new oil for heating and electricity, at least around North America. And there's gas everywhere. They keep finding it.
Yeah, I was just say you probably have a propane tank, right, Jim?
Yeah, I get a big propane tank. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody has down where I live in the rural. Yeah. Everybody has propane tanks. That's what they have.
Here. The same here in rural areas. Everyone is on propane in rural areas because they don't run gas lines that far for 1 or 2 people.
Yeah.
It would just be too much money. It's a lot of gas line. But they're trying to get rid of gas everywhere around the world. I think that's being reversed though. I think the whole thing is getting reversed by Trump and his people. They're sick of this green agenda, which is good.
Yeah.
It had to go back the other way eventually, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, they're building huge gas stations, and they don't expect these electric vehicles to take over the market. So, yeah, we got gasoline in our cars for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, as long as we have cars.
Cars are pretty much a gimmick. One of my clients, her Tesla is 8 years old. She bought it in 2018, and she's upset because it doesn't go 240 miles anymore on a full charge.
Right.
It only goes, so she can't go out to Yuma, Arizona. She used to take it to her dentist out there in Yuma, Arizona, and she's frustrated. And so they said you can only charge it up to 80% to make the battery give it a little extra life. But she's not interested in replacing the batteries in that thing after only 8 years. They're very expensive. and so she's
Oh,
a
I
little.
know all about that. Yeah, batteries degrade over time. There's nothing you can do about it. That's just how batteries
Yeah.
work. It's a chemical reaction, and every time that you zap it, it just loses a few more cells. Eventually, you're down to quite a loss. We all have batteries in our phone. We all know all this. This is not new information. So, what did I just do? Did I press something? No. Okay. Anyway, let's what do we want to talk about today? Let's go on Fake Nukes Phil's site, Fake Nukes Phil's site. Say that 5 times fast and see what's going on. I haven't been to your site all week. I have to admit it. I don't go to most sites actually, so it's nothing personal. So let's I don't even go to X anymore, and X is just full of content. I was thinking for you, Phil, maybe you should start posting on X. I think your stuff would go crazy on X. We watched a video last night on X of a guy that was doing the Charlie Kirk shooting, wherein he had the whole setup with the CO2 cartridge release, and it made his shirt do the same thing as Charlie Kirk's, and people were going nuts on him. Half the people said, "We don't know what you're talking about. What are you getting at?" Was this fake? Yes. Yes, it was. So I think you should maybe try and get on X if you can.
Yeah. I could. Well, I need to figure out how they put that text on the screen. Now, I know a lot of content creators do it really easy, so it should be pretty easy to do. But I could play a video that have the text on the screen, and then maybe some arrows so that I could point at the thing in the video that I want people to look at. Just minor little video editing skills like that I lack. And so,
well, you could just post your videos in a link. I don't know. I never see links to BitChute on X, so maybe they're blocked.
Yeah.
But maybe. I don't know. Okay, what do you got on your channel tonight? What can we watch? You got so much stuff. Actually, you don't have not as much February stuff as you don't normally do.
I put up a couple ice videos, some stage videos, and it's taken a lot of people for a ride there. People are really jumping on board these. They really believing the fakery of the ice raids.
Because what's an ice verifier?
And these people that go around filming ice, and it's I saw an ice verifier, but it requires stuff that it requires a whole bunch of free time, and nobody pays for your gas. And there's no, this guy's an ice verifier.
Verifiers say documenting these encounters serves 2 purposes: alerting the community and preserving evidence. They say video from these interactions can later be used in court.
What's going on? What are you doing?
Someone's honking and screaming, La Migra, ICE, Border Patrol.
They're impeding our investigation. So
when somebody goes up to them and is like, hey, what are you doing? They also aren't used to that. They're breaking the law left and right. So the more that you can get them to talk about that, at least.
How are they breaking the law? What are they doing?
They're violating people's constitutional rights. And they are actually. If these ICE arrests were real, they actually are violating people's rights, but they're not real. And these verifiers here, they're in on the act. And
do people that are illegal aliens have rights?
The term illegal alien has not been.
Well, everyone has human rights, and the government is supposed to protect those human rights. If they're an American citizen.
The Americans have had a refugee, wet foot, dry foot. If you come to our border and you claim refugee status, then you're not illegal. Then you actually are following the law, because we have never repealed these laws from the books. They're still on the books.
Oh, okay.
And, all you got to do is just say you're a refugee and you're fleeing violence in your country, and voila, you're here legally.
Oh,
And
okay.
so, no, the whole illegal alien is a misnomer. It's hasn't meant anything for many years.
So,
Oh,
Phil, do you think they're deporting anyone?
Uh I think they might be deporting. I know my friend Henry from Death to Life said that his friend from the military got deported,
oh,
and
did he?
it wasn't by ICE though. It was just through the normal deportation. He forgot to file his paperwork, and they after 20 years they came and picked him up, but it wasn't an ICE thing.
Well,
And
I had a story too from a friend of mine who said
uh-huh.
his friend also was arrested, and he's just, I guess, in some kind of detention center. He hasn't been
Mhm.
deported, but he's been
Yeah.
doing this for 30 years though, and that's not because he was. I don't know if he was avoiding it or what, but the system was definitely full of holes. Let's put it that way. If you can work a job for 30 years,
Yeah.
and just push the courts for 30 years, stalling and all that, then there's a problem with the system. I think we can agree on that.
Mm.
By design or not?
Well, me personally, I think this is the Morgenthau and Kalergi plan in action, and it's because it's not only happening in America, it's happening in Europe, and it's clear what they're doing. They're collapsing Western civilization,
Okay.
making it look like a third world country.
But
Paris,
it's been collapsing since the 60s, though, let's be honest.
well, yeah, that's the Civil Rights Act, and so what they couldn't do it too fast. They had to make things pretty good for like 15 or 20 years after the war, but then in the 65 they really started ramping it up, and now people are just saying, people, we get a lot of World War II vets who say that, we didn't fight for this. This is not what we fought for. And but they had it was a slow drip that they did over time. And in my opinion, we're looking at the Kalergi and Morgenthau plan. And that's what the war has always been against Western civilization. That's what communism was built to destroy, was Western civilization.
Okay.
And that Karl Marx and all the early Marxists, yeah, they talked a lot about labor unions, and they talked a lot about collectivism and Keynesian economics, but all that stuff was just distraction. It's all about just destroying Western civilization.
All right. What do you think, Jim? Is that right?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's definitely going on, but I think the whole problem with this immigration thing is being just it's out of hand. You know what I mean? It used to be done in a nice way that you had people dressed up as ICE agents, and they had a whole system how they did this. Now it's just crazy. It's like every place you go in here, someone's doing something nutty. Someone's getting shot. Someone's getting this. So I don't like what's going on there. And the thing is, what's happening now that bothers me is a lot of the people, the Antifa type of people, they're kind of using this to make it look like this is what you do. I mean, in other words, ICE is bad, and we have no law anymore. So we don't want ICE. We want to disband ICE. Well, that's anarchy. You see what I'm saying? So even though there's bad behavior going on here, people, people want to disband ICE, and that's not a good thing. You need an organization that's, trying to do something with this illegal immigration stuff.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
either have borders or you don't have borders. Yeah. But it
Yeah.
sounds like what Phil's saying. If you can make it here, then you're clear in the clear.
yeah.
Well,
They've
not
never
really.
taken.
See, the problem. Look at Phil. You're right on what you're saying. They claim refugee status, but 80% of those people are lying, and they know that. Okay, so they'll, they gotta wait a long time before they get called up if they do that. But they know they're lying. A lot of these people are lying. They know it. So
Well, yeah, but they've never cared. I mean, because that's not the point. It's the
Right.
point is to get as many of them in here as possible. And
Well,
and most of
as
them, I
Boris
believe,
said,
are
it's
being
cheap labor. Cheap
Yeah.
labor is the name of the game. It's a business.
Yeah.
and most of them are being sponsored to come here. They get their bills paid on the. I mean, they don't come here. They don't march up through Mexico all on their own. I mean, where are they going to sleep at night? Where are they going to? Obviously, they're getting somebody paying their way to get up here, and it's
Well,
so
it's just like bringing in workers, bus them
so
in,
they're playing
fly
to
'em in,
people's
whatever.
prejudices. Go to the second
Yes.
video from the top, and this
Yeah.
one's like really obviously staged.
Okay.
And so,
Children as props, you're saying.
yeah.
Oh my God! They're taking him right here. This is ICE. They're taking somebody's dad in front of the school. He's crying. Look at his little.
Is that the actual ICE outfit? That
There's so many different kinds.
yeah,
Now
that's
people
true.
people in my comment section said that this was AI, and it could be, but it's obvious staged. It's
Right. Well,
but
you
yet
gotta get the child crying
yeah,
child.
but yet it,
So wrong. Papa, you can't even say goodbye. They're just taking him.
See, there's a big problem here. Okay.
Listen to the sirens. Yeah.
yeah,
they
they
make-
got the sirens in the background.
Okay, here, let me tell you what the problem is here, and here, what's going on is this happens every day when the police arrest a criminal guy, okay, somebody who's doing bad stuff or whatever, and they put him in jail. This alienates the child from the father, and this goes on hundreds of times a day, but nobody makes a big deal about that, do they? But yet they're making a big deal. I mean, who cares if this is real or fake? I don't even care. But the point is they're using this to make it look like the kids being alienated from the parents.
Well, that happened with the last president too, and the president before that, when they separated them.
Okay, but this is the way it is. If you get arrested, you go to jail and you get separated from the kid, okay, or kids or whatever. So why are they making a big deal about this? You know what I mean? It's just stupid.
Well, they're making a big deal because they want to get the public on their side.
Well, that's the point.
Yeah, hearts and minds. It's always psyops are always about hearts and minds. That's what it's about. I agree.
So a lot of people are pointing out that these children are going with the parents to the detention facilities, and they're drawing up the parallels with the Auschwitz, because I guess we have some photos of some children that were at Auschwitz, and so and that's a big hang up that people have against Holocaust deniers. It's like they say, well, how can you deny that they weren't putting children in that camp? And I guess the best response I have for them is that, well, the Germans didn't want to separate the families, and they just they were deporting them. It appears to me that they were deporting these communists out of Germany, and they kept the families together. And so I guess the parallels would be almost the same with these ICE detention facilities, but I don't think anyone's there. This is Holocaust propaganda here, and it's just as fake as a Holocaust. All think it's this actor you see on the screen right here, and so is he AI? I think he's a real person, and I think they inserted him into this back. Maybe he's standing in front of a green screen or something, but anyway, it's playing on the heartstrings, and it's this video goes around. Most people don't realize this video is fake. They go into the comment section and they say how horrible it is. Oh, they're going to schools and they're taking fathers from their children at schools, and but it's like on Instagram you can't. I mean, I go in there once. I say you can't. If you people can't see that this is obviously staged, well then, man, I just don't know what to tell you. And
Ace is your guy that said it was AI.
Yeah.
I'm an American.
Sir, we need you to stay calm. We'll verify everything downtown.
I don't have to verify. I got a birth certificate in my truck in the glove box. My mom and dad are from Jalisco, yeah, but I'm not. I grew up here. I cut these lawns for my neighbors.
Keep your hands on him.
Yeah, that looks like AI.
I'm right here in front of his kid. ICE just rolled up at the school. This is insane. He was just picking up his boy. Look at him. He's in tears.
This siren is nuts.
Yeah.
Crying.
AI siren.
I can't believe this is happening. front of the school.
Oh my gosh, they're taking him. This is right in front of the school. That little boy's his son. Look at him. I can't believe ICE is out here like this, middle of pickup time. These kids, they're just
I think
watching-
it's a cheap shot that they're bringing the children into this.
Oh,
Okay.
that's how they
yeah.
always do it, though. They bring up the children, that brings out the women, and then the women get their men to act. That's the line of reasoning that these hearts and minds operations go. Always get the children, that gets the women riled up, and they yell at their husbands, go do something. That's what happens.
No, I get it.
Yeah, I
get
think that's a real sequence. That's well thought out. It's the oldest trick in the book, etc. Got to protect the children.
Yeah.
Well, it scared the hell out of Canadians because they're afraid of even going down to the U.S. these days. So as far as I've heard all around where I live, they're just flying over the U.S. going to Mexico anyway. Not to mention it's cold in most of the U.S. at least this month and last month. So you have to go quite a bit farther south to get any kind of heat.
Yeah.
And so they put this this Senator Hickenlooper. That's the video on the top.
Hickenlooper.
This is and it was supposedly ICE is putting these death cards in the cars of black people, and they're the ace of spades, and it's a throwback to the KKK.
Oh wow! That's
fun. So so this is Yankee prop. I believe the KKK was probably very similar to this ICE thing. There's a bunch of
the KKK was a controlled opposition group.
Yeah, it's probably just a bunch of paid glowies, just like this ICE group is a paid glowies.
These cards, I hold one up here, have a history of being used by white supremacist groups to intimidate people of color.
Why can't they ever say black people? Because I don't think they were ever there to intimidate. Well,
I've never heard of this happening, so he's full of baloney. Okay,
yeah.
He's full of baloney.
Yeah, I think so.
Death cards is what they call them. This week, families in Eagle County, Colorado, experienced another type of cruelty that fits into this administration's playbook. They found death cards held up in the automobiles of their family members who were taken away by ICE agents.
Yeah, that's all a bunch of baloney.
These cards, I hold one up here, have a history
on the floor of the Senate or House of Representatives. Sorry.
Yeah, he's a senator from Colorado.
Yeah. Is he a senator?
He is a senator. Senator John Hickenlooper from Colorado.
Yeah, well, and so I mean, to be able to say this crap on the Senate floor is
well, you get immunity
going on here.
You get immunity on the Senate floor,
supremacist,
and in the House of Representatives, you can defame. I think you can lie without prosecution.
It's just, remember when they talked about weapons of mass destruction?
Yeah,
they did the same thing. You know what I mean? They making a big thing about nothing, never happened, but they want people to believe it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That Colin Powell was the worst. The worst. He testified that there were, or we'd have to really deconstruct his words because I think he probably talked around the whole thing, giving you the idea. But he probably used a lot of word salad back in the day. We should go over those videos. You remember him testifying?
Oh yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah. I bet you he was saying it but not saying it legally, kind of thing.
To intimidate people of color. Death cards is what they call them. These cards found in Colorado.
Anyway, we don't need to watch.
Well, this is dangerously close to Civil War type of rhetoric doing. I mean, I remember the lead up to the Iraq War. There was a lot of people who opposed the Iraq War, but nobody was willing to go to civil war over it.
No.
But the rhetoric here around this ICE thing and borders on civil war. It's really raising people's emotions to it appears a dangerous level. And so, I mean, a lot of people, I see it in my own town. They do ICE protests down here on Highway 111 here in Palm Desert. And and they're true believers. They really think that people are getting arrested by ICE, and they really think that Renee Good was killed, and Alex Preddy, whatever his name was, and they really think it's real. And these people, it's like you don't know anyone who's been arrested. It's like you're just the social media has really dumbed down, the population. These people watch these videos on social media, and they think they know somebody who got arrested. It's like, no, you watched a video on TikTok and you don't know that person. And
Well, let me watch this. This is what I was talking about.
Looking back,
okay.
Colin Powell remembers this day as a painful blot on his career. He gave the UN Security Council a detailed account of Saddam Hussein's supposed weapons of mass destruction.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are sophisticated facilities.
He said the Iraqis had built a mobile biological weapons program. They had to be stopped.
For example, they can produce anthrax and botulinum toxin. In fact, they can produce enough dry biological agent in a single month to kill thousands upon thousands of people.
One problem, it wasn't true. This is the Iraqi defector who invented those stories. Western agents called him Curveball. Now he says he made it up. But why?
The old regime was a dictatorship, and that caused a lot of problem for our country. I had to do something for my country, so I did this.
Now it's probably still a dictatorship.
Because there is no dictatorship in Iraq anymore.
And does he have any regrets?
If I could go back to 2000, if someone asked me, I would say the same thing, because I wouldn't want the regime to continue in our country.
So why did anybody believe Curveball? Early 2003, and in Europe, the proposed war against Iraq was unpopular. This expert says the Americans wanted to find evidence that would justify war.
Within the United States government, there were some competing
Well, this isn't exactly talking about Colin Powell.
Day of Western military.
I thought Colin Powell was admitting that he lied.
Phillips, Al Jazeera.
Okay.
Yeah, here's a shock and awe. And so I believe that Iraq is just as much of a dictatorship as the USA. I mean, I think the average Iraqi gets up every morning and puts on his pants one leg at a time and does the almost the same things that I do every day. Go out, talk to my neighbors, gonna maybe take care of a client and fix something or two or three, and that's about it. I mean, now maybe I tend to think that those Iraqis are more street hustlers than I am. They go out and they try to sell something on the bazaar, some kind of a street hustle. But other than that, it's the same thing. It's only when we turn on our TV do we get all this hysterical stuff going on over there in the Middle East. Life is the same all around. And, even in Iran, it's the same in Iran. I saw an interesting video I was going to upload. I think I've got it in my queue in my email. It shows a truck going through the Iranian streets and it mowed down like 3 people. It looked like it ran over 3 people, but I compare it to a truck attack in Nice, France. And and the other one, there's another car attack after the George Floyd fake murder, where a guy went through a crowd and supposedly ran. I believe those attacks were fake, and so I think they're doing the same thing over there in Iran right now with this truck that went through and ran over 3 people. It looked fake, like those events.
Yeah, Boris is saying that the U.S. military is in Baghdad still decades after the war. Yeah, the green zone. Nobody talks about that anymore, though. That's a huge base they've got there in Baghdad, so they got control over that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
just the United States is just occupying all the countries and just to control them, I suppose. Okay, Jim, let's look at your channel. What do you got going on? The homeless fraud in California is.
Oh, that was pretty interesting because you ever notice like this Minnesota thing has died down a little bit.
Yeah.
It's died down. I mean, no, it was in the news for 2 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
And now there's nothing being said, pretty much about it. Okay. Well, now this is the thing in California. They say it's even worse than Minnesota. Okay. All and it's dealing with homeless people. See, there's a lot of homeless people in California, and these organizations have gotten a lot of money to help the homeless, but they're not putting the money to helping the homeless. And so it's just as corrupt as Minnesota, but probably even more so. So, anywhere you go, you get corruption, especially dealing with money from the government to help poorer people. That's just the way it is.
It's a business.
Yeah.
It's a big business.
So the federal government has opened up a new front in America's war on fraud, and it's brought them to California, where the scams ripping off our country not only mirror those found in Minnesota, like fake daycare centers, but expand upon those schemes with brand new ones, which, as you're about to see, are even worse.
Man was contracted with the city and county of Los Angeles to house and feed up to 600 homeless people, but instead he was misusing tens of millions of dollars to live a luxurious life.
How is accountability measured by the state?
How many volunteers you have, what the weather is like. It's, there's been a lot of, so it's an imperfect process. And I'm not naive about that.
These fraudsters, and these do tend to be foreign influences. These are Russian Armenian gangs, mafia, that are leading a lot of these efforts, we believe, have been able to corrupt and work with doctors who are willing to lie.
California has spent $24 billion in the last 5 years on homelessness, and no one can account for where that money has really gone.
Can you imagine?
That's amazing. But then again, there's the military. They steal quite a bit of money too through their contractors. So the money is just flowing like crazy everywhere.
Yeah, and but see what bothers me about what Trump is doing. See, we don't know what really is going on. I don't know what Trump is doing. I would think that he should be arresting these people, doing something with all these criminals that are taking and stealing the money. But I don't know because we don't see it being reported anywhere that these people are going to jail or going to court or whatever. So that's the problem,
Yeah. Is that Dr. Oz?
Yeah, Dr. Oz was in the news. I saw him on.
Yeah, he was in that video.
Oh, okay. Did he get elected to some office? I can't remember.
I thought so. Yeah.
So
I don't know. I can't remember. He's
out there. He's out there doing these videos too, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah. The homeless. Wherever there's people, there's fraud. So what's new about that? So money's being stolen everywhere. So here's something about cracking down on guys walking across the Rio Grande or floating across. Is that what that is?
This new law will wipe out illegals in Florida, and politicians from both parties are scrambling to stop it. Team DeSantis just filed real legislation that's finally going to cut the waste, expose the fraud, and make it harder for illegals to spend your tax money.
I'll believe that when I see it.
Yeah.
The bill they're terrified of, how illegal laws in blue states are killing people in Florida, and how your hard-earned tax dollars are ending up in the hands of drug cartels. Let's jump in. You ever wonder how illegal immigration got so bad? Even in red states
he does a good job explaining what happened, but here's what I didn't like about this guy. At the end, he pushes a politician.
Illegal immigrants can receive,
and that's what I didn't like about it.
Free education, free legal advice.
This seems to be everywhere in the West. All this
tuition,
free everything.
Driver's licenses, auto insurance, law degrees.
It's in England. It's here.
An
it's
illegal
everywhere.
immigrant become a lawyer in places in the United States when they were promising and swearing to uphold the laws of the United States, when they broke the law actually getting into this country in the first place.
Do you pay your own health care? Buy your own food? Pay rent or a mortgage? I bet you do. Then why should someone who came here illegally and isn't even a U.S. citizen get all of that for free while you're stuck covering their bills? Check out this chart. The U.S. population barely moved, but the number of people on SNAP or food stamps nearly doubled.
Yeah, that's a number I believe. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So the people are getting poor. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see with my own eyes when I go out to the grocery store that people
Oh, is that
literally
right? So what
EBT and SNAP.
do they have a special card that you can easily eyeball?
Yeah. They have a
Well,
card. They have it's an EBT card, right?
yeah, it's just the same as my debit card that I use.
Yeah.
And I profile them as I'm in line. And
So you can
so
see
I
that
do
you have
racially profile people.
Can you tell what kind of debit card they have, and if it's EBIT card or you
Yeah,
can't?
you probably could identify it if you saw it.
I can tell by the items that they're purchasing.
Yeah, and how much they're spending.
Yeah.
Okay, because they'll spend hundreds of dollars with the EBT cards, because they got a lot of money that they're being given.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's crazy. Oh, Tunak said Oz ran, but he was defeated.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of thought that was happening to him. Yeah.
So now he's back on TV and doing videos and
I don't know what he's doing.
exploiting this and that. Okay. All right. Well, let's go back to Jim's Phil's channel, and then we'll if anyone wants to call in, you can call in. It's kind of a slow time. I know you were saying that on one of your walk-in talks. There's not a hell of a lot
there's not much. There's not much going on.
Well, yeah, the ICE thing is just more rinse and repeat of what we've.
Yeah, we need a good psyop. Should we ask for one?
Yeah. Well,
I did make a mention in one of my videos that it seems like the school shootings have stopped since they've been doing this ICE stunt. And
oh yeah, school shootings. Schools have never been safer.
Yeah, it's like, well, that's strange. I guess people aren't deciding to shoot up schools at the moment. And it's like, well, did somebody flip a switch? Well, yes, they did. Somebody flipped a switch and
new agenda. The new agenda
to a different psyop. And so
Master 80, you're going nuts in the chat. I know you're trying to do some comedy there, but you're trying really hard
to be a comedian over there.
Ace 80 is pretty he's got his own BitChute channel.
Ace 80 likes to spread a lot of nonsense. Okay. I mean
he must be bored.
Well, it's not that, but I remember when I first saw him, he accused Phil of beating his wife. Okay.
Yeah,
and I'm saying, and I said to him, where the hell are you getting this information? So, so he made a big deal about that, or whatever. He just said things that were just, I don't think they were true. And I think he's just doing it as a joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he just says outrageous things. No, I never beat my wife. And
right.
My wife was murdered by he doesn't believe that story either. I don't care if people believe my story about my ex-wife. And it's no skin off my back. I mean, I remember I mentioned it before, but it's not what I focus on. I focus on the fakery in the media. And
now I got a story that might be fake as well, but it was on the No Agenda show. I only bringing it up because I know Jim lives with cats. So I wanted to bring this to Jim because it's called Toxoplasma gondii, which is basically found in cat poop. And it's a recent study found people with the parasite score higher on anger and aggression tests, and people with anger disorders are twice as likely to have the parasite than you'd expect from chance alone. So they're saying that it's in the waste of cats, and if mice and rats eat it, it makes them attracted to cats, which gets them eaten. So I just thought I'd bring it up there because I've heard of this before, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard about
More
this.
and more studies are hinting that our brains might not be completely our own. The parasite Toxoplasma gondii, toxo for short, may be changing human behavior, perhaps even making us angrier and more aggressive. Toxo is one of those frightening parasites capable of controlling its hosts. It reproduces in the stomachs of cats, and it's always trying to get back inside one. So when an animal, usually a mouse or rat, becomes infected through contact with cat poop, the parasite gets into the rodent's brain and literally rewires it. Basically, it makes its host fall in love with cats, so it'll go find one and get eaten. Humans can contract the parasite too, through eating unwashed vegetables or undercooked meat, and obviously through cat poop. But while it can pose problems for pregnant women or people with weakened immune systems, it's generally not considered a threat to human health. That's lucky, because Toxo is incredibly common. Around a third of people in the world and more than 1 in 5 in the US are infected, and the vast majority never suffer any ill effects. At least, that's what we thought. Over the past decade, studies have linked Toxo to higher rates of schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, depression, suicide.
Anyway, I just thought I'd bring it up. It's just a little.
Well,
I don't
it's funny.
I don't know if it's fake, but I know, Jim, a lot of your walk and talks are talking about the cats. So I want
the cats. Look at.
I want to give you a warning just in case.
Well, look at our cats are outside cats and inside too. So we do have a thing they poop in. Okay, and Diane cleans that out every now and then. But they poop outside too. I don't touch. I have nothing to do with the poop of the cats, so I'm not worried about it.
Okay, but you let them walk all over you.
Yeah, they're all over. They're in that. Well, so
No,
I don't see them.
I see them walking all over you though when you.
Oh yeah, they're all. But you know, if you ever watch them, they're always cleaning themselves. Okay, I mean
that's where the parasite can come out because.
Well, whatever. But you know, I'm not worried about it. That's for sure.
Okay. Well, I just want to make sure that you're not scoring higher on anger and aggression issues because maybe you've got this thing crawling through your brain.
Yeah, right.
I'll put a link to it. You can send it to Diane. I don't want to cause any trouble over there in the house between you.
I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about it. You know.
All right. Well,
Asa, look, I gotta straighten something out with Asa 80. You're absolutely right. He Asa 80. I gotta apologize. He didn't say that about Phil beating his wife. It was Matt. It was the guy Matt on my site.
Oh yeah,
who hates Phil. He said that. I think he accused you of beating your wife. I said, where did you hell did you get that information? So I got to correct that. Yeah.
Yeah. Esther makes up a lot of stuff and never explains where she heard it from or where she got the idea from. And, you know, and so I pull out and I do believe that because she gets a lot of her information from Brian Grossman, and so I think they're working in the same office. Frankly, I really
he's calmed down. He was up our butts for a couple shows at least a year ago. So he's
Brian Grossman, So,
well, I don't really have too much else to talk about. I mean, things are pretty quiet here. We're just trying to survive the weather. You guys ever talk about the Epstein thing? Keeps
the Epstein thing.
That's really boring, isn't it? Oh my God!
I don't deal with it
ever.
Some people are just so infatuated with it.
I think when things get quiet, they just create a new Epstein story. It's a narrative device that never ends.
It's like a tabloid news story. It's like this thing here, the Drudge Report. I mean, this is just a tabloid.
Oh, I know. I just bring it up to get annoyed, but yeah, it is.
Yeah.
What about this media person with her mother?
They lost a grandma. They lost an old woman. She just disappeared over there in Tucson.
Well, it's important because she's a mother of a media person, and we know the media is up to their eyeballs in the deception. So they're just actors as well.
So I have been keeping an eye on it because I'm wondering if they're going to say that she was kidnapped by MAGA. And,
right. Oh yeah.
Because they are saying that she was taken forcibly from her bedroom. And so that's like a kidnapping.
And look what site it is. This is where you get your news.
Yeah,
TMZ.
Yeah.
So is this considered an approved news outlet? I don't
It's a
think
tabloid.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worse than that the National Enquirer ever was.
So it's topping out the tabloid stuff, and anyway, I'm kind of curious as how they're going to explain how they lost a 84-year-old woman. How can you lose an 84-year-old woman? And what? So but it's
so it's another mystery. Maybe she's already dead.
Yeah.
Maybe she died, and they're just.
I heard a report today that they found blood in the bedroom, which was concerning to the reporter. The police, the Tucson police, admitted that they found blood in the bedroom, and so, well,
Right.
you know, I mean, whatever. It's like, you're going to really go with this kidnapping story. It's like, well, yeah. So let's see what you try to do with it.
You got a caller in. Where are you calling from, and what's your name?
John the Beggar from the South Shore of the St. Lawrence Seaway.
Hey, John, tell us something interesting because we're bored.
Okay, Dr. Oz is the administrator for the Medicare and Medicaid services.
Oh,
he
so
does have an.
Okay,
yeah,
so you like him?
Not really, but he's
Okay.
in there. He does have a position. That's why he's going around. Also, oh my goodness, what was I going to say now? I forgot to say that. Oh, anyways, the Epstein files. That's an endless rabbit hole that's empty.
Yeah, there's nothing
Just
there.
Just a bunch of innuendos and pointing at people. I don't even think Epstein was ever even a real person. Just some actor with a latex mask on.
Yeah, I agree. I think he was a narrative device from the beginning too. What are you going to say, Phil?
Yeah, could be. Yeah, but yeah,
they're saying he invented Bitcoin. Are you kidding me?
Oh God!
I think that's what they said this week. I thought, man, could you get any more ridiculous? Come on.
The CIA invented Bitcoin.
Somebody did.
Yeah, it's not the guy they said it did. It is. It's trying to get people used to cryptocurrency.
Yeah,
digital.
Well, yeah, I agree.
Hey, Tim, why don't you tell us with the last couple of minutes here what's going on with the money situation and gold? Because I don't look at all that stuff.
I wish I knew. I wish I knew. I just think that should never have all your eggs in one basket. Silver was dropping as I was trying to reverse my positions last Friday. I was trying to figure out what was happening. It was going the other way that I was going. So whether I don't exactly know how it is manipulated, but I know there's lots of people with tons.
What did silver go down to?
Silver dropped 30% in about an hour on Friday.
Oh, you're saying today?
No, it was Friday, but it went up. It went up about
contracts do
100% in a week. So
yeah,
I mean, it's super volatile and it's super crazy and it's a roller coaster. And there's gold did this similar, but silver was a little more drastic. But it's sort of calmed down this week. Nothing really is happening. It's still,
what about Bitcoin?
Bitcoin is down, and more down. But you know, these are commodities. They're wild. Copper, silver, gold, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
Should you have some? Well, I think you should just be diversified. Just like you shouldn't have one company, you shouldn't have one commodity. This is not investment advice, by the way. You should just be diversified to some extent.
No farmer should farm just one crop. He
That's
should have
it.
several.
Yeah. So Bitcoin's way down. Now, if you think that securities when they go down are on sale, like if the grocery store or Walmart had a sale, you'd rush in. But it sort of works the opposite way with investments. When things go down, people run the other way, which is kind of the opposite of every other human behavior. So it's really crazy. It's difficult to understand. But that's as far as I know. I don't think if anyone says they know what happened, they're lying because I don't think anyone really knows. Now, I know you think that the government controls the weather, so it wouldn't be much of a stretch to say, well, the government controls all the markets.
Well, I never said the government controls the weather. I said there's somebody that's controlling the weather in certain places. I believe that. Okay, because they have patents on weather stuff that controls the weather. So why would they have patents on these things if it didn't control the weather?
Well, can they control it very locally? Possibly.
Well, whatever. But
Can they
I mean,
control an
however,
entire?
There are private companies.
Can
that
they control an
advertise to be able to
entire
do that.
continent? I don't think so. If you want to make it rain over your field, yeah, maybe they can put precipitate into the air by sort of like a crop duster, and then maybe grab condensation out and rain it locally. But can they make all of North America freezing cold? I don't think so. That to me is just magic. Anyway,
yeah.
that's craziness. But do they manipulate the markets? I think anyone with tons of money can manipulate different securities for sure.
Paper contracts can do that with precious metals.
Well, whatever. I mean, there's derivatives of derivatives of derivatives, and it can be a domino effect. So if one derivative sets off the next one, if they're all linked, yes, it can be a waterfall type of event. You know, if one guy owns most of the stock of whatever, if he decides to dump it quickly, well, it's actually going to be bad for him because he's going to not make much money if he just dumps it all at once. So that can happen. Yeah. So, and maybe it's going to happen with Bitcoin. If this one guy, Michael Saylor, not Taylor, if he's accumulated as much Bitcoin as he says he has, that could possibly make a difference if everyone decided he had too much or he decided to dump it. I mean, you could just look at his website and it says how much he has. So,
Allegedly has.
yeah, here's his website here. He's got this has got it all here. He's got $51 billion worth of Bitcoin, something like that. Wait, I could be
51 billion. You say billion?
Yeah, well, it's a lot. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to read
It's
this.
about 80,000 a coin, isn't it, or something like
Well,
that?
now it's $72,484 a coin. It's down 5% in the last 24 hours. He has 713,502 Bitcoin.
Oh my goodness!
So he's one of the most well-known large holders. Now, would he just dump it all at once? No, because his whole company would collapse. He can't do that. It's called strategy. And he has a strategy where he thinks he should just keep converting US dollars to Bitcoin. So yeah, he could probably cause some big trouble if something happened to him and his holdings. Yes, I would say so.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, there's supposed to be 18 million Bitcoins. So he's coming up to 1/18th of all the Bitcoin.
Wow.
So that's significant.
Does he own the most Bitcoin?
Well, maybe.
Allegedly.
Well, no, this is all. It's a public company, so it gets audited. So if you don't believe in auditing, then you wouldn't believe it. But he has a public company; it is audited, and people, if they don't trust auditors, then who do you trust? I mean, is any company have any money? That's how absurd you can make it. So if he's coming up to 1/18th of all the Bitcoin that's known in the world, then he could probably cause a lot of trouble if something happened. So if they liquidated his company somehow, some way, yeah, I would say there would be quite a downward spiral, but then there'd be people buying on the way down. Yeah, it's 21 million and only 18 million are mined. So they got 3 million more to mine, and it just makes it harder and harder.
So that price, 72,000, is the price now for Bitcoin?
Yes, it is traded 24/7.
Wow, that went down quite a bit. Oh
yes,
my goodness.
absolutely.
That was over at what, 120 or something?
Yes, you're correct.
Wow,
you're correct.
that's really.
But then again, silver did the same thing in a day.
Yeah, I see. Yeah,
it went from 120, maybe 140 down to 60. So,
wow.
I mean, it's not for the faint of heart.
That's caused by paper contracts.
Well, whatever you want to call it, John, it's just trading. However you want to. There's nobody
It's not physical silver.
It
It's
doesn't
paper
matter,
contracts.
but neither are stocks, neither are bonds. Everything's digital. I don't see that as an argument for one way or the other. We can make things. If you had to trade everything by hand in an exchange, yeah, it would take forever. But no,
But
everything
there's
is
more paper contracts for silver than there is silver in the world.
okay. But so there's more money than money's lent out at whatever 10 times. So it's the same idea. If you want to talk about derivatives of derivatives of derivatives,
it's probably the same for gold too. You know, there's probably more.
yes, it's
it's
the same for almost everything. Hey, we got one more caller in here, John.
Well, good night, guys.
All right, thanks for calling in.
3 seconds.
Caller in, where are you calling from? What's your name?
Brian in Washington.
Brian from Washington. Go ahead, Brian from Washington.
So you keep bringing up geoengineering.
I don't. I did. I said I did bring it up. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, we spent a lot of time sharing your beliefs that you don't believe in it. Well, you know, we could get to the bottom of this if you went to YouTube and typed in Missouri clean skies versus geoengineering. Jim Lee would come on, and you know, if you wanted to have somebody debate him, you better bring the data, because he'll put them in the trash can in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Chemtrails, he's just down there in Sumter, South Carolina, and you know, he's willing to discuss this kind of stuff. So
maybe I'll bring him on with IPS, because it's not my topic. I'm not interested in it, but IPS is definitely somebody I agree with on the topic. So I would bring someone more interested, and IPS I think would do that. So thank you. I'll keep it in mind.
And then the other thing is Jenna mentioning Simon Dixon, and I'm wondering if you'd be interested in having him on, because, you know, although he wouldn't be too thrilled that you are actually investing in corporations that he believes in the United States are part of the military-industrial complex, and Trump is the puppet for them. But he is an advocate for Bitcoin in self-custody.
Okay.
So you have a few things in common. He, of course, wouldn't share fake nukes. They're having a picnic every day in Gaza, and all these kids are just having a good old time. But you know, he's welcome to give me the friggin' pictures. Well, yeah, I guess they're all fake, Phil. Anyway, yeah, Simon is laying out world geopolitics, and I think, you know, he would be willing to come on your show, because realistically, what he is laying out is unheard of in most of the lamestream media, including all alt media.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody agrees with him, and I think he'd be a perfect fit for your show.
Okay. Well, can you send me an email? I'll look into it. Sounds sort of interesting. I don't mind different guests for sure, so I would definitely take it under advisement. Thank you, Brian and Jenna.
Any comments from your guests? Ever heard of this guy?
No, I never heard of him. No.
Okay.
Okay.
Brian?
Well, I'll sign off then.
Well, thank you for calling. I appreciate
it. Calling in, Brian.
Thank you.
No problem. You bet.
Oh, by the way, I have uploaded a couple videos where they actually were having a picnic in Gaza. And
I got to see that. A picnic
in
in Gaza.
It's been about 2 months. But yeah, they had this big row of table. And so and I also upload Rosie in Gaza. She's this like supermodel that traipses around Gaza, and she's always handing out food and stuff. And she speaks pretty good English. And
hey,
so
where is she? If it's a supermodel, I'll watch it.
Well, it's been about 2 or 3 weeks since I uploaded a Rosie in Gaza video.
Okay.
It might even be. You could even go to the search bar and type in Rosie in Gaza.
Okay.
And,
ROSIE.
ROSEY.
Rosie, like ring around the Rosie. Okay.
Oh.
No matches found. It's the worst search engine ever.
Okay. It could. Okay.
Okay, we'll look for it one day.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's, whenever I upload, and I also have uploaded Tito the Clown videos, and he's a guy that entertains children. Tito, he gets children to dance and stuff in Gaza, and it's like, well, it doesn't look like, and he does it in the surrounded by the ruins, standing on the ruins of a building. Yeah, that looks like Rosie, and she speaks perfect English, and yeah, she's always.
And it's going to be the first chicken and rice event. So we're going to be.
You're right, chicken and rice. Wow.
And so she doesn't look like she's been in a war zone for 3 years. Rosie does not convince me that so here she is making a picnic here.
Yeah.
And so she is not convincing. It works against the narrative if you're going to try to tell me that this woman has been in a war zone for 3 years. It's that's not what it looks like. And
looks like suburbs of Tel Aviv.
Yeah. Yeah. So
everyone's welcome.
And of course Tito the Clown, and in the skateboarding club, there's a skateboarding club that they do little tricks on their skateboards, and they do it on the ruins.
She should be wearing a hairnet if she's serving food.
That's right. But see, that would not look. She has to look like a model.
Yeah, she's not my kind of model, but yeah, okay. Yeah, she's very busy. Very busy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's no one in Gaza. I think they are gonna rebuild it, just like they said. And I would say the Palestinians. I like that Martin guy's idea. They left a long time ago.
Yeah,
a long time ago, but they do need to raise a lot of money because you're gonna pay for that one way or the other. You're paying because they never pay for their own stuff. They always get the American taxpayer to pay. All right. Well,
yeah.
Thanks everyone for joining. I know we didn't really have a lot to talk about, but
we had some caller-inners. We made it happen.
We tried to make it interesting, but I guess we're all in the same boat. There's not a lot going on. You don't have a lot of new stuff, and Jim, you said it's pretty quiet where you are.
Yeah, it's pretty slow. Yeah.
Masta is still. Well, Masta is really following all these shows. He's making up so much stuff. It's pretty interesting. He's Bruce Gorman in hospital after his son eats his mustache off with a kosher dill pickle. Gorman cancels Sunday meetup. Are you still doing that, Jim?
Oh yeah, it's every Sunday. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah. Thank you, Masta. That was good. Good entertainment. Sorry we weren't as entertaining, but sometimes psyops have to take some time off. I guess they're affected by the weather because when it's cold, it's hard to do stuff outside. When you're doing drills, I don't think people want to do them when it's cold.
No.
And if you look at the map of the United States, it's been cold almost everywhere. Did you see the snow blowing in South Carolina?
Yes.
That was wild.
Yeah, and I saw the freeze in Florida. Of course, we talked about that last week. And
yeah, you're not going to get anyone doing a drill outside in that weather. So
I see they delayed the Artemis launch until March 6th.
Oh, really? Why?
Yeah, always a delay. Always,
Well, I guess that's how they build up some kind of anticipation, because I don't think anybody cares at all about these clowns. Nobody.
Yeah, it's getting very little. I see the people are uploading Artemis stuff on Instagram, and people just simply are not interested in it. And the people who are interested on it, they'll come in and they'll say, "Oh, it's going to be fake like the last one." And so the fake moon landing is a thing on social media. There's a lot of people on social media that do understand that the NASA is lying to us, and so
and it's not working. I guess that's the main thing. It's not working.
Yeah.
All right. Well, tomorrow, maybe Lynn will bring some fireworks. She comes in on Thursday, so I'm sure she'll have something to say. I'm not sure what.
Yeah, we'll see if anything happens with Savannah Guthrie's mom.
Yeah, we need a good whodunit. We need a good whodunit. Whodunit.
How do you lose an 84-year-old woman?
Well, if they do get dementia and they're not locked up, they do wander. I think that's real.
Yeah.
And they do wander, and I know where my mother-in-law is. Once you start wandering, you go on the security floor, and it's very hard to get off that floor.
Oh, okay.
You need key cards and everything's locked down. So, but if you're not in one of these places and you start wandering, especially in the cold, it's very dangerous. Yeah. Because that is a real thing. It does happen.
Yeah.
Especially if you still have your driver's license. Look out. Yeah. We've known people that they've driven off and they get lost because they just don't know who they are or where they are. And you can go far in a car. Yeah. All right, Jim. Thanks a lot for tuning in or joining us tonight.
Okay, thank you.
And thank you, Phil.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you, callers. I see we have a caller calling in, but you're too late because the show's over. Sorry. 8 to 9 every night. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.